And just like that, poof, they are mere mortals. What division title? What about the stage being perfectly set for clinching the division today to end a beautifully perfect homestand? Not to be. Ben Davis, I'm Michael Barkan. We welcome you to Phillies Postgame Live, presented by Cure Auto Insurance. But there may be a saving grace, Ben. There may be. I'm not guaranteeing it because, you know, if the Mets lose, magic number currently is still 1 for your fighting Phillies. It's any combination of Phillies wins and Mets losses totaling 1. The Mets right now are 2-2 with the Texas Rangers. Unfortunately, Texas just out of the 9th inning. Mets coming to bat in the 9th, but we'll see what happens, Ben. I'm sure all the Phillies players and fans that remain at Citizens Bank Park will be glued to the big board. How are you taking this right now?
Well, obviously it's an upsetting loss for the Phillies, but this could end up, I mean, talk about the ultimate glass half full kind of scenario that the Mets lose and the Phillies win the NL East. Not how you want it to happen, but it very well could happen. 2-2 going to the bottom of the 9th up at Citi Field. We'll see what happens between the Rangers and the Mets, but they could back their way into this, Michael. They very well could.
Yeah, well, we're going to keep you posted on the Mets, Rangers, and hopefully the Phillies back in, because the bottom line is a division title is a division title. We all know that. Phillies now have to fly to Los Angeles. That's not easy to do. Play the next day when it's 10-10 start tomorrow night, and you're coming from the East Coast. It's got to be difficult. Also, the Mets do not play tomorrow, so the Phillies couldn't back in tomorrow. Should the Mets fail to lose today, the Phillies would have to take it from L.A. today. Here's the eye on the mound, and unfortunately, it is Aaron Nola, presented by PGW.
Take a look at the line here for Aaron. A 6.44 ERA in his 15 starts this season. Definitely a year so far that he would like to forget, and just really not the best afternoon. As you mentioned, though, Michael, the first 4 innings were outstanding.
Yeah, they were great. Here's the other thing. You look at those numbers. You look at the numbers for Aaron Nola coming into this series. You look at the fact that he has pitched the last 3 clinchers for the Phillies. In fact, he was, I believe, 4-0 with a 1.40 ERA coming in. 3-0, excuse me. It would have been 4 today. And you look at what he's done in clinching situations for the Phils in his career. 4-1 over 7 starts, this including the postseason, with a 1.62 ERA, which is fantastic. And you can throw it all in the hopper, because the bottom line is it's what you do when you're called upon to do it. And unfortunately, he struggled mightily today.
As we mentioned, the first 4 innings were really good for Aaron. He was mixing everything up. Obviously, he was going out there today. He threw some changeups to right-handed hitters, which I really liked. That one to Perez, obviously, he liked to have that one back. But he was coasting through the first 4. The fastball command was there. The curveball was good when he needed it. But things just started to elevate, get things in the middle of the plate. And this Royals team, they made him pay. And they made him pay in a big way, obviously, with the 6 hits, 6 runs tagged to Aaron Nola this afternoon.
This is written in stone.
Yeah.
They are going to win this game.
Yeah, both on the first pitch, too, for Schwarber and for J.T. And you're thinking, all right, this is looking pretty darn good, especially the way Aaron was throwing the baseball. But it's almost like that 2-run homer that Jack Gaglione hit out to right field. It really took the wind out of Aaron's sails, and that was in the 5th inning. And then obviously you know what happened in the 6th inning. But that was just, he hung a breaking ball. He struck him out on his first at-bat with that same breaking ball, comes back with it again, and he took him out to right field. So, it looked like that really took the wind out of his sails. But you're thinking, okay, get back on the horse in the 6th inning, come back out here, throw up a 0, and see what your boys can do. But, I got to give a lot of credit to Noah Cameron. The lefty from Kansas City was absolutely awesome. He did give up those 2 runs, but ended up going 7 innings through 97 pitches, 62 for strikes. This kid is legit. He's got a 2.98 ERA on the season. He's a Kansas City native, and he made his hometown proud today.
So what the heck did he do on those 2 home runs that allowed the Phillies to get on the board?
Well, I think Kyle Schwarber just ambushed a first pitch fastball. He was sitting dead red. He got it and took him out to left center. That was a bomb, by the way. 52 on the season. 120. I was writing it down. 127 RBIs for Kyle Schwarber. It looks like a misprint when you look at it. We still have 12 games to go, Michael. This dude's got 127 RBIs. So, and then the other one was a first pitch cutter, I believe it was to J.T. It was middle in and right there sitting on a tee for J.T. He took advantage. But again, you're thinking 2-0 lead. This is, like you said, written in stone. It's going to happen. It just never got there.
All right. To make it more agonizing, the Mets and Texas Rangers are going into the 10th inning. We will keep you updated, maybe not pitch by pitch, but as soon as we know, you'll know, and we'll show you the celebration. We hope it's celebration to come from the Phillies clubhouse and the fans that remain.
My word.
My word indeed.
You don't see it. Most pitches today are lateral pitches with the exception of a split finger fastball. But he had that big hook going today, and he was not afraid to use it.
Yeah, he had an ERA of 3. It dips into the 2s now. 7 strong innings for Noah Cameron. He spots the Phillies, 2 home runs, gives up 4 hits, 2 earned runs, 7 strikeouts, just 1 walk. And it was a special performance, and maybe we should have seen that coming. I don't know.
Well, I think you kind of say, well, the Phillies were due because their offense has been so explosive, especially during this 7-game homestand, Michael. And that's something that the Phillies, they haven't taken their foot off the gas whatsoever. But Noah Cameron just silenced them today. Obviously, the 2 home runs early on in the ball game. Bryson Stott would add on a solo home run later in the ball game. I went down to write runners in scoring position. NA, not applicable, because they didn't have any runners in scoring position. So that's how good he was this afternoon to give up the 2 early, but settled down, gave him 7 strong innings.
Top of the 10th now, Ryan Stanek is pitching to Wyatt Langford of the Texas Rangers, and I hope we'll let you know if that happens. Meanwhile, here's Rob Thomson post-game in the clubhouse.
Are the guys watching the Mets game in the clubhouse right now?
Yeah, everybody's in there. Yeah, they're watching. I think the Texas is hitting top of the 10th, something like that right now.
Obviously not the way you wanted today to go.
Yeah.
Where did it kind of go wrong for Nola in the 6th? Just too many fastballs.
Geez, he started out, he was, filling up the strike zone, and stuff looked really good. Curveball was sharp. Worked out of a little bit of a jam in the 4th there, and then in the 6th, it just looked like there were some pitches that were in the heart of the plate that he didn't get away with. So, but first 4 or 5 innings, I thought he was really good.
You guys are obviously still in a great spot, but how tough is it to not clinch here at home?
Yeah, it would have been nice to win it at home, win a game at home to clinch it, but it didn't happen, so we just got to move on.
How successful do you view the homestand overall?
Really good, obviously. Win 2 more series, and what do we win? 5 out of 6 on the homestand. So that's a good homestand. Would have been nice to go perfect, but it didn't.
What do you think made Cameron so successful?
His curveball. He throws strikes. Curveball and slider are really good. Kept everybody off balance. Throws that heater up in the zone and tunnels it with the curveball. So he was good.
Obviously, game ends up getting away from you, but it seems like in all these big games, Schwarber hits a home run in the 1st inning.
Yeah.
What do you think goes into that?
I don't know. He's a big game guy, really. And everything started off really well with him and J.T. getting the two home runs in the 1st inning, and it looked good. Nola was cruising until the 6th. So
back to Nola, between the 6 innings the other day against the Mets and the first 4 today, probably we're thinking he's sort of turned the corner. Where do those last 2 innings kind of leave you, just in terms of his overall where he's at?
I kind of lean on the 6 and the 4, the 4 today, as opposed to the last 2 today. The 4th inning, I think he threw quite a few pitches, so I don't know if he came out of that a little bit tired. But obviously in the 5th and 6th, there were a little bit longer innings. So, but I really liked the way he threw the ball the first 4 or 5 innings, really.
Probably 2 starts left. Do you need to see anything or want to see anything from him before you start thinking about playoff stuff, or is his track record enough for you?
Well, you got to take into account his track record, no doubt about it. But I do want to see him throw the ball consistently like he did in the first 4 or 5 innings today.
How big do you view these Dodger games?
Well, they're big, You got the bye that's involved, and they're a good club, and we go into their place, which is going to be raucous. So it's a big series.
There's a chance that he could overtake Rowley too, just 1 back of Cal Rowley. What do you think, Ben? Likelihood?
There's a strong possibility. This guy, Riley's nearing the end of the season. He's got to be exhausted catching every day. I still think Schwarber has a lot left in the tank, and I just don't put anything past the guy. That's the bottom line. I don't put anything past Kyle Schwarber, the fact that he can accomplish the goals that he wants to accomplish, and that could be leading all of Major League Baseball in home runs. Obviously, he's doing that in RBIs, but if he could overtake the big piece, that would be unbelievable as well.
That would be great. Okay, so update from New York at Citi Field that Texas might take that go-ahead lead, but it was not to happen. Mets now will bat in the bottom of the 10th.
Yeah, and they're also going to have Francisco Lindor leading off. He's the quote-unquote ghost runner on second base, so he's got some wheels out there at second. I wouldn't be surprised if they ended up butting him over, but we'll have to see. We got, who's up? Pete Alonso is up.
I heard of that guy. Yeah.
So they intentionally walked Soto, so it's now first and third with nobody out, so now Pete Alonso is up.
All right,
We'll see what happens.
hopefully the Phillies back into this team. And by the way, you're not going to hear from any Phillies players or any other coaches or staff until this Mets-Rangers game is concluded. They're behind closed doors in the clubhouse. They're all watching the game by themselves, as well as the fans out in the stands. There's still a smattering of fans watching at Citizens Bank Park, hopefully for a good outcome. But should this not go the Phillies' way, it's a tough way to go to the coast and try to claim your division title.
It is, Michael, and especially when you have to wait all the way till at least Tuesday because the Mets do not play tomorrow, as you mentioned earlier. You're going to have to wait all the way till Tuesday to try and get that NL East championship under your belt. So it's a long way to wait. It's a long way to fly. So we'll see what happens. Hopefully the Rangers can pull this one out and they can celebrate here in South Philadelphia.
The Mets celebrate, and officially they're still alive with 12 games remaining for the Phillies and for the Mets. Officially they're still alive. They're not going to win this thing. You know the Phillies are going to get one more win and the Mets are going to lose, but the Mets aren't going to lose tomorrow because they're not playing tomorrow. So the only way that the Phillies can clinch the division tomorrow night at LA is to beat the Dodgers with Ranger Suarez on the mound, which is certainly a possibility, if not a likelihood. And you had said they would not have sent Ranger ahead to LA early.
No, I don't think so. I think he'll be on that charter flight leaving here in probably about an hour. So you still get in. You'll get in a reasonable hour, get some sleep. It's a time change. Hopefully doesn't affect them. Doesn't affect the younger guys like it does us, Michael. But I think they'll be okay out there.
I'm tired just thinking about them going to LA and thinking about you and me up until the wee small hours of the morning.
We are OLD. They are not.
Yeah. I got to tell you, because we all like Aaron Nola, he has had a real rough season. Last year wasn't phenomenal either, but his last start against the Mets, 6 innings, no runs, just 3 hits. And I thought, you know what? When you got Aaron Nola on the mound in a clinching situation, you're going to get the clinch.
Yeah.
So I'm disappointed in his performance, I must say.
Yeah, it didn't go well for him this afternoon. It looks like the 4th inning, he got out of that jam we heard Topper talk about. I think that may have taken some wind out of his sail, maybe lost a little bit. It was a very, very fast bottom of the 4th inning. So maybe it was one of those things where he didn't have time to get some air back in his lungs and he just started to elevate the baseball. And boy, did the Royals make him pay. But it has been definitely a season he'd like to forget, obviously with the numbers, but also with the injuries. He's the guy that has taken the ball he's the longest tenured Philly since the last 10 years. He has taken the ball every 5th day. Very reliable, but obviously the injuries caught up to him a little bit. I still think there's something going on with his ankle. He's not able to get that drive off his back foot. But it's, again, one of those days. But you thought they had a really good chance, especially the way he threw the ball in the first 4 innings.
Sure did. Here's Aaron Nola post-game in the clubhouse.
What changed in terms for you or for them, the way they head coach doing that after the 5th and 6th there?
Yeah, I feel like they jumped on me pretty quick right there in the 6th. Probably hit that leadoff triple off the wall right there. Missed pretty bad on that pitch. I struggled that inning to get an early out. I think they got 4 or 5 base hits in a row. And then that's how we hit that homer right there, that 3-run homer. So overall, it felt good. It got to me pretty quick in the 6th.
When that happens, just how frustrating or maddening for you is that to happen when things are going pretty good there in the beginning and it just doesn't finish it the way you want to. Just how tough is that?
Yeah, it's tough for sure. That's why every first out's important, and if I don't command my pitches the right way, things can go wrong pretty quick. but the ball was just up in the zone that inning, for the most part, and too much over the middle of the plate. They didn't miss much of them, but.
What do you feel like you need to refine before the postseason?
Just gotta keep pitching. Just gotta refine the one big inning. I think it's kind of hit me all year this year. The times I've pitched, the one inning kind of blows up on me.
On that note, you've had so much success in your career in clinchers. How jarring is it to have a different result today in that type of situation?
I mean, I've been blessed to be in those situations, of course. In another one today, but it's baseball. I just try to go out and put the guys in a good chance to win, and I feel like I did that for the most part until that first home run, and then the sixth inning.
And what was it like in here after the game? As I presume you guys are watching the Mets-Rangers game. What's that like? How do you think a celebration would have been if Texas would have won? Would it have felt different if having a celebration after a loss? What was that whole experience like?
No, I'm not sure, but we were watching. Yeah, we were watching, but I mean, we don't know. I mean, we gotta play another game and flush this game and go out west and get ready to play the Dodgers.
1, 2, 3, first 3 innings, and then Yastrzemski. It looks like you had him there too. Any thoughts on that?
Yeah, he took a good swing to hit that ball foul, and he battled me pretty good at that AB, and that 3-2 curveball is kind of over the plate. It's kind of right in the swing pad, so a pretty good swing on it.
The next win, you guys will obviously get it, or with help, but it's not going to be here. How much did you guys want to do this in front of the fans today here?
Of course, we always want to do any type of the big game and clinch game in front of our fan base. Makes it that much more fun, but it didn't happen today, and that's baseball. But we'll go try to do it in LA.
In fairness, and I know this rookie Noah Cameron's a good pitcher, but you get 3 runs total for the ball game when you've been averaging about 6. And I realize you had to come back to earth a little bit, but despite Aaron Nola having a tough day, get some more runs.
Yeah, it's just one of those things where the offense just they got stymied today by Cameron, and he was really good. I hadn't never seen him before, but I was very impressed with that curveball, that hook that he was throwing, as I mentioned before. You just don't see those big 12 sixers anymore, and when you don't see it, it's different. It is very different. I remember facing Barry Zito. He'd have that big curveball. Yeah. Almost looked like, how you throw it so high? How's it ever going to come down? But he was good today. All
right, let's go back to the clubhouse. Here is Kyle Schwarber postgame.
Nola was pitching well early. Do you have that feeling like today was going to be a special day?
Yeah, I mean, we wanted it to be, and just fell short, right? So, got to keep moving on, keep going. We got a lot of things that we want to do, and do we wish that we could have done it here? Absolutely, but we got a lot of baseball left, and we got to keep playing good and playing our style, and it'll happen.
What was that like watching the Mets-Rangers game in here after the loss?
I mean, we were just tuning in, right? That we know that if it's a loss there, that we're gonna celebrate. But they pulled it out, and now we're on the way to LA.
Is there a preference to have a celebration after a win or a loss, or a celebration is just a celebration?
Celebration. I mean, it would have been great if it's on a win. It'd be great to celebrate forget a bad loss. So, it's just the way it is, and move on to the next one.
You do get another.
Sorry. So this is a situation where it feels like it's not going to happen. It feels inevitable. So what is the feeling like right now? You see the park here. You didn't celebrate today. You took a big lead, and then I got a big series against the Dodgers. Still ball.
I think we're ready. I mean, it's baseball for us. It's another game. We prepare the same way. We go about our business the same way. It doesn't matter who we're playing. That we expect to win a baseball game whenever we walk out of the locker room. So that's just the way it is, and it could be a really good day tomorrow.
Still win the series.
Well, Kyle Schwarber expressing what we all feel. Celebration's a celebration, either after a win or even after a bad loss. Road ahead. Phillies immediately now take to the air on their way to LA. They'll play the Dodgers Monday through Wednesday. Mets are idle tomorrow. Then their first off day in 2 weeks plus. on Thursday, and then to Arizona Friday through Sunday before finishing out the season with the Marlins and Twins at Citizens Bank Park. And Ben, I'll ask you, since you've made the trip, mostly west to east, but going east to west, if you are the Phillies, what is your state of readiness for tomorrow night?
I think they'll be ready to rock and roll. They just got to hopefully stay up as late as they can tonight so they're not waking up 3 hours earlier tomorrow than they normally do. But I think they'll be fine. Something to be said for the charter flight and the five-star hotels. I think they'll be fine.
All right. We're at it again tomorrow, 9:30 we open, 9:30, covering the Phillies in their pursuit of a division title, which they're going to get tomorrow. And you will be up for it. You will be ready to party tomorrow night. Go Birds. See you tomorrow.